I am your host, Kaleb Koho, and we have ourselves a 1v1 in the singles division. It should be a good one as we are building up to a pretty big singles title match. Joining me tonight on the desk is the Cinemaster, Payne Johnson. How are you doing, Payne?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I think this is going to be a very, very exciting match. We haven't seen Ryan in singles since before the tournament when he faced our dearly departed Andrew James Barr, dearly departed from Melee, not from Earth per se. And yeah, Spence, we last saw in the match against Mark Menchaca where they beat Mark in overtime, and I think this is going to be an exciting match. I think both players really, really want to get that win tonight.
Absolutely. Spence in the midst of a pretty successful comeback run. Ryan coming off of a title match a couple months ago. It should be a good one. So, and these two also very recently facing off in round one of the team's tournament in Sexual Chocolate versus Waterloo. Here we go again. So they have some immediate history as well as they go one-on-one today. So we'll go ahead. We'll bring in our competitors starting first. The Matriarch Adelaide Spence, their manager, Cameron Holtzman. You were really shocked at the end of your overtime match with Mark. I know that you came into that like you wanted it, and then you won it, and you were freaking out about it. You haven't shut up about it. But now you're here again in your next match with Ryan Payne. How are you feeling about taking on Ryan?
I think I'm most excited because I won off of a shitty Coen Brothers movie, which I don't really like.
Well, shut up. But...
I don't have any words today. Ryan exists. I am 4-5. Even if I win today, probably still negative after this. I'm just watching good movies. Holtzman, speak for me.
Yeah, Adelaide pulled out a last-second win in the last match. It was a lot closer than we wanted it to be. But you know what? They still did it. They still made it here, and we take this one match at a time. We don't need to think about how close the last one was. We need to focus on winning this one. And if there's one thing Adelaide Spence lives for, it is the ability to continue annoying everyone here at Multiplex. And the best way to do that is to keep winning.
There you go. So we'll send Mr. Holtzman to the back, and we'll bring in your opponent today, Ryan Payne, as manager, Scott Harvey. I forgot to say up front, this is a pretty big match for both of you. Winner of this will be moving on to a number one contenders match, which is a position that I think both of you are very excited to be in. Ryan, it's been a minute since we've seen you in singles. You played for the belt in a match where I think you played a really great game, and you to the point where I thought you almost had that belt. How are you feeling to be back and getting another crack at that opportunity?
Well, I mean, I would love another opportunity to get a shot at the belt, but but at the same time, I understand the questions never go the way you want it to. I mean, trust me, if there's one person who's gone over that match a million times in their head, that's me. So trust me, I may have a chip on my shoulder, but I'm going to make sure that it doesn't hinder me when I'm going against Adelaide. They are good. Myself and Amaru barely got by in that team's match against them. So I'm not taking him like I'm not overlooking him. I'm not overestimating them at all. Sorry.
Yeah, Ryan, I mean, look, he came as close as you could possibly come to beating the greatest melee player ever in a title match. It was a tough match. It was a tough loss. Everybody knows that now. But Ryan's not this underrated secret anymore. I don't think. I think everybody knows he's one of the top players in this division. I think he's going to show that again today. Get back into that title picture right away. And I'm excited to manage him as I always am, as our brief and former team that once was.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll get right into round number one, which works like this. You're each going to get 8 questions from 8 different areas within the realm of general movie trivia. Should you get all 8 questions correct, you'll be issued a bonus question. You have 3 repeats for the entirety of the match and a challenge rule. Any questions as we get into round number 1?
No questions. Just
all right.
A pen. There you go.
Okay, for sure. All right. Your first question will come in the category of classics. You'll find the fictional country of Fredonia going to war in what 30s comedy?
Just a fun word to say. Fredonia.
Classics? Yeah, me too.
Oh, well, yeah, classic. I'm personally more of a Vlasics guy. Shout out to Pickles. But yeah.
Dill. It's a fun word.
Dill, yeah.
5.
What was the word you said?
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We're gonna go to Spence.
Duck soup.
And we're gonna go to Ryan.
No, I wrote the Great Dictator.
Duck soup is correct. So Spence will take the early 1-0 lead as we go to the second question.
Yes, your second question will be coming to you in the category of drama. What family member of the Altman family has passed away in This Is Where I Leave You?
This here, really good film. I like this one.
Quite good movie. I watched it and I was like, you know what? This doesn't like tilt the needle in any way, but quite enjoyed it.
It worked for me. I was a fan. I liked it.
There's a character that has a fun quirk where they like to ice skate, and it's like, quirky.
5, 4, true. 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will go to Ryan.
I said the father.
And Spence.
All right, no challenge then. Father.
Father is correct. 2-1. Spence's favorites move to the third question.
There's a lot of
Category-
family members. I just like.
It's true. Category of horror. Fairuza Balk and Nev Campbell star in what 90s high school horror film?
So we're a bunch of nerds that play trivia online. Was High School also a horror film for you?
I actually kind of liked high school. I don't know. I was weird. I had a good time in high school, to be honest.
I hated it, but fair.
Fair. No, it's normal to hate it. There were days where I hated it, and like I would say my senior year was really great. I really liked high school a lot for a lot of it. So I don't know. I don't have the like, oh my god, this was the worst 4 years of my life. That was fine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will go to Spence.
Are they in The Craft?
We will go to Ryan.
I was thinking the same thing. The Craft.
The Craft is correct. So Spence leads 3-2. So we go to your fourth question.
Yes, your fourth question will be coming to you in the category of sci-fi fantasy. Who plays Whiz Kid Chris Knight in Real Genius? Yeah, I'll admit I didn't completely detest high school. I was a theater kid, so whenever I was in theater, I quite enjoyed it. Quite enjoyed choir, but everything else was like a little bit of an introvert. So most people would not expect that, but I'm fairly introverted.
No, I was very similar. I was a theater and choir kid, so that was my jam. I did 4 years. The musical was great. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will go to Ryan.
I wrote Val Kilmer.
And we'll go to Spence.
Anthony Michael Hall.
Val Kilmer is correct. So with that, no more perfect rounds and a 3-3 tie as we move into your fifth question of the category of scores and soundtracks. Who composed the score for the following films? 50 Shades of Grey, Dick Tracy, and Big Top Pee-wee.
There's something I want to say, but I'm not gonna say it.
Probably a good idea to not.
Yeah.
Eclectic mix.
Not only that, looking at the titles of these movies, there's a certain thing that you can connect to all of them. And, yeah.
Sure. I mean, yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Wow. We will go to Spence.
I don't make love. I fuck hard. Danny Elfman.
And we'll go to Ryan.
I thought of Alan Silvestri because he's got a wide composer, like photography, whatever. Yeah.
Danny Elfman is correct. So Spence will take the 4-3 lead.
I gotta give him the points, but I don't want to give him the points for that.
It's a
Move on to
quote
your next
from the
category.
movie.
Your next question will be coming to you in the category of comedy. How many brothers does Nicky have in Little Nicky? This movie is loved by people you would not expect it to be loved by.
It's true. It's very true.
Yeah.
My girlfriend loves this movie.
Nice, fair, yeah. Paul Thomas
I've never
Anderson
seen this movie.
loves this movie. It's not great, but yeah, fair.
Who knows? Weird people like weird things.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Ryan.
I wrote 2.
And we'll go to Spence.
It looks like Ryan wrote 2, so I did 2.
2 is correct. So 5-4 as we move on to your penultimate question in the category of sports. Who plays Coach Morris Buttermaker in 1976's Bad News Bears?
And Just want to clarify, 1976 is The Bad News Bears. I usually wouldn't clarify, but the remake does not have an article, so I didn't want to see a challenge.
No.
Yeah.
No, Bad News Bears. Yes.
I enjoy butter.
Me too. Do you like the word the or the word the? How do you say it?
Well, it depends on like what I'm honestly saying. It weirdly depends on what precedes the word and what follows the word. Honestly, it's very weird.
You know what? I can understand what you mean. 5, 4,
Howard the
3,
Duck.
2, 1. The duck. The cat in the hat. We're gonna go to Spence,
Walter Matthau.
and we'll go to Ryan.
I had Walter Matthau.
Walter Matthau would be correct. 6-5 as we get your final question in the category. What?
That's your final question in the in round one. We'll be coming to you in the category of recent releases. What specific food does Margot order to go at the end of the menu? This is the part where we probably shouldn't be talking about foods we like to order.
Really good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead, I'll say I just haven't eaten dinner yet, and I'm.
Ooh.
very hungry.
Well, as someone who's hosting with you, I cannot tell you are doing great.
Thank you.
Yes.
5, 4,
How does someone host when they're hungry?
2, 1. Pens down, and we'll go to Ryan.
I just remember so many people were remaking this. I guess the cheeseburger.
And we will go to Spence.
Binging with Babish remade it. Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger is correct. So at the end of round number 1, Spence leads 7-6. But at the end as we get to round number 2, which is the wheel round, and it works like this. You're each going to get a chance to spin from the lovely wheel from wheelside.com. If you like the category land on, you're going to get 5 questions worth 2 points apiece. You can opt for multiple choice, but devalues down to being only worth 1. You can spin again, but you're stuck with never land on the second time. Be aware there is stealing in this round. Your categories on the wheel tonight are directed by John Woo, Oscar-nominated Judy Garland, sci-fi fantasy, animated, 2000s, musicals, comic movies, and 2010s. Spence, since you were in the lead, you get to choose if you'd like to go first or defer to Mr. Payne.
So I want the record to show I am in the lead. Fucking somehow. Don't know if that happened again. I think the wheel is majority good. I wouldn't
think
mind
it's
spinning
good.
first to like neutralize the chances.
Do we want to go first and to Ed? Because
Yeah.
I think things good for you are good for him, and so if we can take one away,
Yeah, only the Kingsman spun second. Let's spin first.
yeah, that's not our faction name anymore. But we'll spin first.
Exactly.
All right, you'll be stuck with every and well, not stuck, but your first spin wheels away, and you land on you
we
were
are
stuck
stuck.
with opponent's choice. So
I
thank you.
Damn. Kingsman strike
We'll bring in
again.
Mr. Harvey.
It will always be your faction name. Let's not lie. All right. The categories, Ryan, we talked about this. I think it's either between 2000s or sci-fi. It's a pretty good wheel for them. So
Yeah,
do you
I
think?
was agreeing the same as well. I mean,
I think maybe we go sci-fi to leave your strength up there on the wheel.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, there's still going to be some things I don't want and some. But so let's go with sci-fi. Sci-fi fantasy.
Yeah, sci-fi fantasy.
Sci-fi fantasy. It is. Pacey, you want to go ahead and give Spence their questions in the category of sci-fi fantasy?
Absolutely, Spence. Your first question in the category of sci-fi fantasy. What is the name of the ship that the crew are on, led by Captain Miller in Event Horizon?
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice options. Is it A, the Marco Polo, B, the Jefferson Smith, C, the Pathfinder, or D, the Lewiston Clark?
D. As in dog.
That is correct for 1 point. Your second question in sci-fi fantasy. Who directed The Brothers Grimm?
Oh, what is that? Oh, I really fucked that up. Ryan Johnson.
That is incorrect, Ryan. A chance for a 2-point steal.
I remember exactly. Two directors in my head. I'm just gonna say Terry Gilliam.
Can you say that one more time?
Terry Gilliam.
That is correct for 2 points.
Brothers Bloom. I don't know why I fucked
You got it. You got it. Yep. My audio cut out for some reason. I'm sorry.
No, I thought I paused for a second, so when you said again, I'm like, God damn it!
You're good. You're good. Your third question in the category of sci-fi fantasy. In 12 Monkeys, James Cole is sent back in time on his first trip to find the origin of a virus in what East Coast U.S. city?
Multiple choice.
All right, your multiple choice options. Is it A, Philadelphia, B, Boston, C, Baltimore, or D, New York City?
Oh, fuck. Could you repeat the options?
Absolutely. Is it A, Philadelphia, B, Boston, C, Baltimore, or D, New York City?
Philadelphia.
That is incorrect. Ryan, a chance for a 1-point steal. Is it A, Philadelphia, B, Boston, C, Baltimore, or D, New York City?
I'm gonna go with Boston.
That is also incorrect. We were looking for C, Baltimore.
Yeah. Damn.
Over the Ravens.
Your pen, ultimate question in the category of sci-fi fantasy. What is the name of the robot that accompanies Cooper in Interstellar?
TARS.
That is correct for 2 points. And your final question in the category of sci-fi fantasy. At the beginning of Children of Men, how many years have passed since the last recorded human birth?
Multiple choice. Fuck.
All right, your multiple choice options. Is it A, 16, B, 17, C, 18, or D, 19?
17.
That is incorrect. Ryan, a chance for a 1-point steal. Is it A, 16, B, 17, C, 18, or D, 19?
I was thinking under, so I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna say 18.
That is correct for 1 point.
Okay. I have the lead,
At the
though.
end of Spence's turn, they can score up to 10. Those steals put Ryan up to 9 as we'll bring back the wheel of Mr. Harvey for Ryan's spin at the wheel. Your first spin lands on
Yeah!
opponent's
All right.
choice. So,
Even
goodbye,
game.
Scott. Thank you. We'll bring in Mr. Holtzman. What would you guys like to give Mr. Payne?
Queen
Do
of the
we-
gays.
Do we believe in gay icon Judy Garland?
Queen
Adelaide
of the
Spence?
gays.
Gay icon Judy Garland, but the
Yeah.
Oscars version.
Okay.
Final.
You
final
only
decision.
had shitty husbands.
Okay.
Queen of the gays.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and give Ryan his questions in the category of Oscar-nominated Judy Garland. Are you ready, Ryan?
Not really, but let's go.
That's fair. Your first question. Margaret Hamilton appears alongside Judy Garland in The Wizard of Oz and what other Oscar-nominated film?
We go multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options are A, Easter Parade, B, Babes on Broadway, C, For Me and My Gal, or D, Babes in Arms.
I'm gonna say B.
That is incorrect. Spence the chance to 1 point steal. Your options are A, Easter Parade, B, Babes on Broadway, C, For Me and My Gal, or D, Babes in Arms.
D. Then dog.
D is correct for the 1 point steal. All right, Ryan, your second question. Who plays U.S. Army Captain Harrison Byers in Judgment at Nuremberg?
Oh boy. Multiple choice.
Your options are A, Bob Newhart, B, Gene Hackman, C, William Shatner, or D, Dick Van Dyke.
William Shatner?
That is correct for 1 point.
Okay.
Your third question. In Pigskin Parade, the real Herbert Van Dyke was arrested for throwing a brick through the window of what kind of building?
Multiple choice.
Your options are A, school, B, bank, C, post office, or D, convenience store. Five,
C.
4. That is incorrect. Spence the chance of the 1 point steal. Your options are A, school, B, bank, C, post office, or D, convenience store.
A.
A is also incorrect. Looking for B, bank.
Okay.
All right, Ryan, your fourth question. In Strike Up the Band, How much money does the band spend on a plane ticket to Chicago for Willie to receive an operation on his arm?
Multiple choice.
Your options are A, $200, B, $300, C, $400, or D, $500.
I'm gonna go C, $400.
That is incorrect. Spence the chance for 1 point still. Your options are A, $200, B, $300, C, $400, or D, $500.
A.
A is correct for the 1 point steal.
Shit, that much? Okay.
400 more.
And Ryan, your final question in Oscar-nominated Judy Garland. On what holiday do Esther and John share their first kiss in Meet Me in St. Louis?
Oh God. Oh. God damn it. Multiple choice. Oh.
Your multiple choice options are A, Halloween, B, Christmas, C, New Year's Eve, or D, 4th of July.
I'm gonna say New Year's Eve.
That is incorrect. Spence the chance for the 1 point steal. Your options are A, Halloween, B, Christmas, C, New Year's Eve, or D, 4th of July.
B. As in boy.
That is also incorrect. Looking for A, Halloween.
Oh, okay.
Really?
So at the end of round number 2, Spence leads 12 with Ryan's 10. But I think it happens to get to round number 3, which is the new and improved Pick Your Poison round, and it works like this. You're each going to get to take turns drafting categories back and forth until you each have 4 categories. Once a category has been drafted, it is off the board for your opponent to take. Once you have drafted all 4 categories, you'll be asked to choose what category and what point value. You can take it in any point value order. It does not have to be ascending. Your categories that you can choose tonight are music, 1980s, romantic comedies, animated, actors and actresses, scores and soundtracks, romance, and comedy. Ryan, since you are behind, you'll get to choose what category, what point value you'd like. Since I read you in round 2, Payne will read you in round 3. What would you like to take and at what point value?
Well, I'll just get scores and soundtracks out of the way. I'll take it for 1 point.
Okay.
So
Yep.
Ryan, your 1 pointer in the category of scores and soundtracks. Who composed the scores for Forrest Gump, Ready Player One, and The Abyss?
Oh my God, Ryan. James Newton Howard?
That is incorrect. The correct answer, his name was uttered earlier. It was Alan Silvestri.
Fuck. Damn it. Ugh.
All right, what category would you like to take and at what point value?
I'll do actors and actresses at 3 points.
Okay.
All right, actors and actresses at 3 points. Your 3 pointer in the category of actors and actresses. Who has appeared in films directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, Ridley Scott, and Lynn Ramsey?
Repeat the question.
All right, that is Ryan's first repeat. Who has appeared in films directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, Ridley Scott, and Lynn Ramsey?
I'll just say Philip Seymour Hoffman.
That is incorrect. We were looking for Joaquin Phoenix.
What category should I take, and at what point that?
Well, let's just do 80s for 2 points.
All right. Your 2-pointer in the category of 1980s. Sally Field, Dolly Parton, and Shirley MacLaine appear in what 80s film?
Five, 4, 3.
I'll just say Lilies of the Field.
That is unfortunately incorrect. We were looking for Steel Magnolias.
Wow.
All right. So here's the situation. Ryan will have to take his 4-pointer in the category of comedy. If he hits it, he avoids the TKO, and Spence will have to answer some questions to win the game. If Ryan misses, Adelaide Spence will win via TKO. Payne, go ahead. Give Ryan his 4 in comedy.
Absolutely, Ryan. Your 4-pointer in the category of comedy. Sorry. In what 2019 comedy do the main characters search for a wrestler called the Saltwater Redneck?
Peanut Butter Falcon.
Yeah.
That is correct for 4 big points.
One of my favorite movies of 2019.
With that, Ryan will avoid the TKO, and Adelaide's going to have to answer some questions.
I'll see. Holtzman, do you approve shooting for animated for 4 just to put the match away, or do you want to build there? Say yes, sir. Okay, I'll do music for 1.
Okay. Music for 1. Your 1-pointer in the category of music is Elliot Gould plays himself in what 1975 music film?
Nashville.
That is correct for 1 point. So here's the situation. If Adelaide hits any of their questions for any point value, they will win the match. What category would you like, and what point value?
I think about that. Holtzman animated for 4. Yeah, actually, wait. Yeah, rom-coms for 2.
Okay. Rom-coms for 2 points. Your question is, who plays William's roommate Spike in Notting Hill?
Reese Ifans.
And your winner, the matriarch, Adelaide Spence. The answer was Reese Ifans or Reese Ifans. What a game, Payson. I think both played pretty strong with opponent's choice games, and it was a really tight one. Final score 15-14. Another 1-point victory for Adelaide Spence. We'll go ahead and we'll talk to our second place finisher today, Ryan Payne. You kept it real close throughout this match. A double opponent's choice game is so hard to do, and to keep it that close all the way through, it's only a point there at the end. How are you feeling?
Well, look, yeah, opponent's choice, nothing can be done about it as long as I just kept it close. I'm just kind of kicking over the choice, just the last round, honestly. In hindsight, some of the answers made a lot more sense. It's just, keep going over your head a lot. But, I'm going to be kicking myself over this at least for the next couple of weeks anyway. So at this point, as long as it wasn't a TKO, I'm completely fine with that. I know where I can definitely improve on. That's the one thing. If I take a loss, I know where I can improve on. That's the one thing I can learn from this. I'm not moving forward to get a number 1 contender shot. I would have loved to have climbed back up to a challenge for the belt again this year, but just was not in the cards.
Yeah, I don't want to speculate, but I think Ryan might have just gotten his flower movies mixed up when he said Lilies of the Field instead of Steel Magnolias. I think that might have been what happened there. But anyway, yeah, no, I think the opponent's choice was tough, but this was still a 2-point game. I do think it came down to the last round. It's kind of the same thing that happened in the title match, unfortunately, for Ryan. So I guess, that round is just kind of cursed at the moment for Ryan. But, he's a really strong player. He'll come back, whether it's this year or next year, and he'll be right back in line to make it back for the belt. And congrats to Spence on the win.
For sure. This does unfortunately bring an end to your seasons in the singles division, but you'll definitely be back next year. Who are you hoping to face, and is there anyone you're hoping to run into next season?
Honestly, I have nobody in line. The next year will be, as always, gunning for the belt, either if it's in a tournament or it's going to be having to play a series of matches in order for a number one contendership. Honestly, I don't have anyone personally I do want to call out here because at this point, anyone can win on a certain day. There's no guaranteed victories here. So that's what I'm not shooting for. I'm shooting for a challenge, and that's all I'm looking for. I mean, I would love to face Andrew again, but he's retired. So
hey, maybe we'll start a retirement league, and then we'll have we'll bring him out of the retirement home for something. But who knows? You played a solid game, and we'll definitely see you again next season. We'll bring in our winner today. Moving on to their first singles number one contenders matches, the Patriarch, Adelaide, Spence. I think this run here has probably been the most success you've had in the division ever. For the first time since your rookie season, you are at a 500 record. How are you feeling about the game, the win, the season?
I have a question for my manager. Have you ever gotten to a contender match without being called out with a contender shot?
Me as a player?
Yes.
Once.
I am equal to Cameron Holtzman. The power,
Look.
the queen of the gays carries me.
Look, when we spun opponent's choice, I think both Spence and I could tell you we thought this was over. We thought this was done. And then luckily Ryan spun it too. We were able to capitalize. We played the strategy in round 3 exactly how we needed to. Adelaide Spence is in the number one contender match. What world is this?
Hell has frozen over.
Judy Garland, Queen of the Gays, supporting the people.
That is true. An insane thing to think about. You are moving on to a number one contenders match in singles. You've been in a number one contenders match in teams. So you have that distinct honor now.
Been in 2 of them.
So now you have that distinct honor as being someone who's been able to play in both melee contender match divisions.
In 1 year. In 1 year too.
It's true. I definitely think this makes you at least a contender for comeback player of the year. But you are moving into a number contenders match. You are at 500, which I think not a lot of people would have expected to be the situation for you this year. Just to be honest. But you're
looking at 2 of them in the bottom row here.
I started the year 2-4. What the fuck happened?
So you are now climbing into the ring after beating Mark Menchaca and Ryan Payne back to back. You are now facing off in a number contenders match with the former singles and teams champion, diehard David Nishimoto. Someone you've championed since before he debuted. And now you get the chance to face him one-on-one. How are you feeling about playing David in a number one contenders match?
Listen. I'll say all that needs to be said when saying what needs to be said for David Nishimoto. David, prepare to be defeated by Adelaide Spence and the Queen of the Gays, Judy Garland.
Queen of the Gays!
Well, congratulations on your win. We'll see you in that number one contenders match. Payson, this has been a crazy road of matches and string of victories, and I think this was a really good match all the way around. Final thoughts before we wrap this one up?
You know what? I think if we were to go back in time, and when Cody was plotting out this giant road to the next title picture, and I think if you would have said that you are giving Spence a road to a number one contender match, he might have altered his decisions slightly. This was still a fun match, so this is fun. I believe you might have froze.
Okay, sorry, I froze.
Okay.
So we're just gonna cut back in. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna end it. So absolutely. But for everyone here, this has been a great match. That's been Spence. That's been Ryan. That's been Scott. That's been Cam. That's been Payson. I've been Caleb, and this has been Movie Melee. We'll see you guys real soon with another great match.
Goodbye. Later.
After you, Junior.
You'll always have Paris.
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the
castle. Think it'll work?